left, so now I gotta go. It's time for me to rock it. I put bologna in my left pocket. I gotta get my links going now because I forgot to do that.
I'm a big Burn Life's House Down with the Lemons fan.
Okay, so now we are live. So I guess now I should do V Heart Open. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Neo Nightshade, and I'm joined today by my fabulous host, this guy.
I'm going to refrain from stating any of my political opinions if possible.
And for that, we thank you. Now, tonight, we have more grinding, more amazement. We have what will either be good or terrible opinions of Gen 4 based on how you view it, and more on this exciting episode of Grinding Simulator. Because let's be honest, it's a grind episode, folks. This might as well be closest thing we get. I mean, I don't want to call it filler because it isn't, but this is like hyperbolic time chamber episode from Cell Games.
It's more like the 5th hyperbolic time chamber episode in a row after the previous 4. We're not really in it to watch people play. No, anybody who's still listening by this point and hasn't skipped to the end of the grind episodes wants to hear you talk. I ain't even gonna lie.
But I will say this
about me because I haven't been here.
To recap a bit, this is the D team. We lost the A team against the L84 of Reptar. We lost the B team with Swirly Jr. against Blue. We lost the C team against Bleepin' Toilet in Mount Moon.
Toilet.
And we have the D team now. The D team's filled with a bunch of iffies. We have Failure Jr., level 47 Gyarados, by far the best team member. Yes, we evolved a Magikarp. It happened.
Ooh, sorry.
And then
corpsing, but Jesus, there's something beautiful about Failure Jr. being the saving grace of your team. That really just puts in perspective how this run's going.
Get your red just a bit. There we go. Yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Moving on, we have... Oh, my bad. We have Bill, level 32 Hypno. Bill came in clutch a few times. Bill is running a generic...
Such a good name.
It is. Bill's running a Hypnosis Dream Eater set with Nightmare Accoutrement. I am going to swap to a generic Psychic and Elemental Punch setup later. You know, kind of like Alakazam Light. Stats are mediocre.
Kind of like Hitmonchan, not light.
Except...
like Hitmonchan Heavy.
As I say, Hitmonchan Deluxe. Moving on, we got Volty, the Voltorb, the only Electric-type Pokemon in the entire game to not ever learn an Electric-type move via level up. It's gonna be rough. Chances are I'm gonna level him up, just have him use Explosion against Red. It will be good. Then we have my wallet. This is a muck. We caught on Cycling Road. The amount of doll hairs used in Pokeballs was outrageous.
What?
And the moveset is terrible.
Because you had to...
I burned so many Ultra Balls. I think he ended up costing around 5,000 Poke.
Oh my boy!
But his moveset's laughably bad, but it's okay. He gets Sludge at like level 48.
My man is from the Democratic Republic of Money.
And then we got Top Gun. This is the other saving grace. This is a Pidgey we caught on Route 1. We evolved him last episode, or her. She is our flyer. She is the last user fly we get, period, if we lose to Blue.
Oof.
Wing attack, fly, quick attack, and then I gave Fatiam for Steel Wing just for coverage against rock types. Figured, why not? And then we got Tomato, the Wooper. And, Tomato is going to evolve and become Quagsire number 2, but we're going to give Tomato Ice Punch. It's going to work. We're going to be... This is my answer to Pikachu, by the way, because Earthquake at like 36. So I feel like it'll work. That being said, I'm going to augment the in-game audio just a hair lower. I never could get my stuff set up right. I go down to about, not 718, I like that better. There we go. We are going to take the item off Top Gun, and I am going to, what's it called? Give it to Volty, By Volti, I lied. We're gonna give it to Tomato. Actually, I got to give it to Volti just to get the grind out of the way. Volti is a traded Pokemon, so Volti will level up faster.
Fair. But make your fucking decision. Oh, dang it.
PG-13 now. PG-13.
So
I
you
agree.
knew this was gonna happen.
I
If
did.
you didn't,
Are you gravy? I did.
you were excited to have me on, so I assumed you knew the risks.
No,
okay?
I did. So also,
I'm trying my best here. It's just my
You're
best
fine.
isn't very good.
You're fine. Also, apologies for the lack of a stream the past 5 days. Between my weekend ritual of Stellaris and then diving headfirst into Brilliant Diamond, it's been an event. Already got
You have
7
people watching
badges.
to apologize to?
No, I was gonna say it anyway. And besides, it's not necessarily the people that watch immediately when I go live. It's the people that watch after.
True. You got a big video on demand crowd?
I got
Comparably?
people that watch afterwards. I mean, again, small, but I don't care. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm trying to make a career out of it. Like SMH, I can still show professionalism.
I never said that.
No, but you thought it. Don't look at me with that
No,
tone of
I
voice.
definitely didn't. No offense, but I definitely didn't.
Offense taken to the umpteenth degree. And then you get that Telltale Games bubble that appears in the top right corner that says Near Nightshade will remember that.
I'm trying to remember what your name is because you use 5.
I technically only use 1 now. Everybody calls me the others, which irritates me. Although to be fair, it doesn't irritate me too much that people still refer to me by my SMP handle of Rumbler because it's weird having people. It's weird when people refer to me as Neo, which is hilarious. Nightshade is another one people try to, but it's weird because there's not a really comfortable lick when it comes to the handle I got.
Massive mouthful of a name. It's difficult to pronounce.
It
is
is.
difficult to enunciate. It takes a long time to say.
So because of that, I don't care if
Rumbler's
people
just like bang. I said it. There
like.
you go.
Well, yeah, and I don't care if people
Neo
go by my old
Nightshade,
handle because I had it for so
It
long.
takes me a minute.
And I don't care if people go by the old Steam handle I used to use of Dr. Sid.
Oh, that was a cute one.
I had Sid for a while. I had to change it though because I wanted to more personalize my Steam account to myself.
Yeah. You didn't think Dr. Sid was particularly personal? I mean, you said
No.
you picked.
Dr. Sid was entirely based off of a Final Fantasy XII character.
I'm aware of that, but, you know.
Like the literal character, name, portrait, picture, bio, everything.
Okay, yeah, but my name is this guy.
Yeah.
Other than associating that with me, due to years of calling me that, what's personal about
Okay,
this
let
guy?
me put it in a different stance. I wanted something based not around a particular icon online. The thing about this guy is, sure, there's nothing personal I can base around that, but it's a moniker and an identity that you made your own. The thing with Dr. Sid was at the end of the day, whenever people thought of Dr. Sid, the first thing that was going to come to mind was the Square Enix game. And I wanted something that was just a little more off the wire in that.
Yeah, to be fair, through a force of personality that I'm really just out and out completely shocked that I had in retrospect, I really did make a heck of a character out of myself. So, you know, for the SM people, this guy really is associated with, well, this guy.
I mean, it's like Scottish J, right? Yeah, sure, he has other accounts like JGP and all that garbage. So what? It's always going to be the association with Scottish J, at least at this point with
your
him.
friends came from that specific Minecraft server.
Well, yeah,
Well,
literally.
I don't know if it's half yours, but half of freaking mine did.
Quite a few. Most of the online presence, if not, yeah, most of the online presence. Matter of fact, this Discord is like half old SMP people or people I've met along the way. The other half is people IRL.
Hopefully, some SM people are watching the stream. I'm calling you SM people now.
As some people.
I came up with that, and I just realized that it is fantastic, so I will continue to come up with it.
So I felt bad because I've been dragging my feet on the server, but to be fair, updates in 8 days, so.
Yeah, drag the crap out of your feet.
And my other
Crap
thing
isn't
is
a word that's going
this.
to drive up your PG rating to something else, is
No,
it?
no, it isn't.
I
But
assume I assume I'm basically
it's
unlimited with that
PG-13.
particular word, since I've already screwed
Yeah,
us up a little
yeah.
bit.
What's it called? Flippin'. I'll put it to you this way: assuming the update came out today, right? All
Yes.
what I would have to do
It's not going to do that, but
is
yes.
obviously assuming compatibility with plugins aside, it'll be a map reset. Everybody that I have a player list on there already would get their bonus 500 claim blocks. Yummy. And then transfer
I'm
respawn.
considering logging into the server literally just once, just to get my 500 claim blocks, but I really don't care to play until the map reset, to be honest.
I would do it just once to get the 500 claim blocks. No, actually, you'll get the 500 anyway. You're the what's it called? You're a co-host, so I don't care.
That's not fair to everybody
No.
else.
So what? I'll say you did your community service a different way when it came to the pre-testing.
I didn't do any pre-testing.
Nope, exactly. And I'm also the server owner.
Yeah. Whatever. All right. It is your server. It's your rules. Whatever.
And then, but
It just makes me a little
literally,
uncomfortable.
besides, unless you go around spouting, I got the bonus blocks, I got the bonus blocks, and nobody's gonna know that you got the bonus blocks.
Hey, to be honest with you, you never know what I'm gonna do. I'm
Oh,
kind of a
oops.
dipshit with how oops. I am very upfront with people.
And push comes to shove, I can say, yeah, mate, he helped me out on a couple of questions I had.
Did I not?
I mean, you probably did.
Probably did. I mean, to be fair, I could really generally continue to offer my support. Probably extend the amount of support I already. You know, I still have the ability to make.
I know.
Right?
Shoot, it's
Like,
why I've considered. Look, there's
interesting plugins too, not just like crappy ones.
there's a reason why I've considered you, or I've kept you extremely close in the process the entire time, because I valued your skills when it came to a server.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I have had a couple of whatever. Yeah. I don't know how many of the people that are gonna watch the stream are gonna want to hear us talk about Minecraft. Like,
oh well, it's a grind episode. But to be fair, then, just to cut it short before I go into me ripping apart Brilliant Diamond,
diatribe.
I'm just gonna break it out there and say this: the server itself, after a reset, assuming all plugins transfer fine, means I transplant spawn to the map. I finish making plots. We set up the economy, which I will need help with. We, what's it called? I do junk with Mob Arena and Mob Bounty, and that's it. That's literally it. I've already configured permissions, plugins for grief prevention. I already have everything configured for MCMMO. Like, aside from fine-tuning junk with MCMMO that was deemed overpowered. Like, for the most part, I'm already done. And that's what, like, Blaze or Gohan just didn't quite realize. Like, I'm not as far behind as they think.
You did end up putting MCMMO on it, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Do you have the combat parts enabled?
Yes. But it's PvP disabled on the server. Worldwide.
Oh, well.
Remember?
I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Well, you do. You know now. I have it installed because I have Mob Arena. So once I get, it's mainly for the sake of getting arenas and that going, and for the excavation skills in the overworld. Not to mention PvP.
Is hilarious.
Although I thought about getting rid of sand from excavation to prevent desert grief, but that's a topic for another day.
Deserts are going to get griefed anyway.
Yeah, they
you
are.
Just set a rule that says, hey, don't grief the desert, and people will have to not do it, because it's against the rules to do it.
True, or I'll just be like, hey, keep your griefing 10,000 block. No, I'm kidding. I already have a giant border on spawn, but getting away from Minecraft and into the remakes. So, I'm not going to lie.
I'm interested to hear this.
Like, I wasn't going to buy them. Period.
Yeah, me neither.
I expressed extreme dissatisfaction and distaste with Game Freak and the Pokemon Company as a whole. So I'm sitting in my chat waiting for people to get on for Stellaris on Saturday. And unfortunately, the people that were supposed to get on, they didn't get the message, which was a bit of a rip. Like one of them already said he wasn't gonna make it, and then which was like, okay, kind of a bummer, but I can make do. And then the other one was like, shoot, man, sorry, I planned something else. I didn't get the message in time. I'm like, whatever, don't care. The other person joined, but I'm not going to do game with just two people. And we're talking, and I don't remember what spurred it, but it was kind of like that scene from SpongeBob where SpongeBob's in the tree dome with Sandy for the first time, but he doesn't have a water helmet on, and he's sitting there with a flower vase on the table, and he's looking at this vase, just like I'm looking at these Pokemon games, and we're going, I don't need it. Don't need it. Definitely don't need it.
He's being very polite.
And then we needed it. And next thing I knew, I got into my car, bolted to GameStop at like 8:30 at night, and picked up both of them. Despite the fact I have like most, if not all, the Pokemon that are in those games via Pokemon Home. But why not? We're gonna Nuzlocke the other. Gonna try and do that live. But then I had to pick up Joy-Cons because my old ones were broken. Let me tell you,
Just like everybody's old ones.
Nintendo. You let it be on record that aside from the Nintendo 64, due to obvious analog stick issues, due to it being brand spanking new and revolutionary at the time, you know what I mean? That was back when everything was kind of the Nintendo Switch is the only Nintendo console I would never buy pre-owned controllers on. Ever.
Well, yeah. It's the Switch.
Due to the nature
Everybody
of
knows
the
what's wrong
failure
with the
rate.
controller.
But still, the
Oh,
burn wouldn't be
are
that
you talking
bad.
about the ones that people fixed themselves but that did not receive the shielding?
I'm just talking. The unreliable nature of the Joy-Cons makes me weary about ever buying pre-owned. I will not
Wary.
take that risk, especially when you know how much Joy-Con and the burn won't be that bad. But you know how much it is for new Joy-Cons, right?
I have no idea, but I assume it's way more money than it
How,
should be.
how about $90?
Yeah, that's like half a Switch.
That's a lot for
Literally
controllers.
buy a Switch Lite for twice as much.
Peripherals,
Never any
yes.
controller drift. You've got a Switch Lite. I wholeheartedly recommend the full Switch. But, I'm kind of
I
all
recommend a
over
full
that
Switch
crap.
too.
When I play a game, I'm sitting down to that for many hours, and it'll probably dominate a large portion of my life for the next couple of weeks, but most people are not me. Most people really would prefer a Switch Lite, I think, because it's Nintendo, everybody wants the handhelds, unless you're a big Wii fan, big GameCube fan, which, fair, I, like, post the death of the GameCube, picked up Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and I'm like, oh, the Chow Garden. Oh, I've been here for 300 hours.
It's a decent reason for a Switch Lite, but the reason I'll levy against it is this. Long-term reliability. The issue is you're expecting a handheld with non-interchangeable components, i.e. the controllers, are permanently attached to said handheld to last the test of time that a typical handheld would last. Bare minimum 5 years of use.
To be fair, none of my problems. None of my friends have had issues with theirs yet.
Has it been 5 years?
It hasn't been 5 years.
Because, to be fair, I can still pick up I can still pick up my PS2 controllers and have them work fine. But
Hey, me too, except for the goo disintegrated.
ooh.
You know the goo?
Yeah, the plastic that yeah,
Yeah, the goo disintegrated on me.
that's rough.
It is rough. It makes it a little bit difficult to play Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 for long periods.
But the thing that you're probably wondering about, the Brilliant Diamond. The experience so far. The overall.
Story time.
So, we went into the game with a very negative expectation, a negative mindset. I was already mad, I was angry, but interested. You know,
Yes, yes,
classic.
yes.
So, boot up the game, the art style. I'm like, I made the joke of it being and Pokemon Animal Crossing. And I mean, to be fair, they don't look bad. But the art style is an acquired taste. There will be people that dislike it, and I can't fault them for it. But it's clean.
I
It's
am the baby.
it's like for what it is, it shows off well, with a few exceptions. They went a little more fancy this year and did a lot of use of reflection via waterfronts and building tiles, and
Ooh,
it
that's a great
works.
choice for Sinnoh.
It works and it looks really good, but the issue I have, and it could probably be changed in a later patch due to it just being early, is there is mild transitional glitches when it comes to lighting. It's nothing deal
Mm,
breaking and it's not constant, but it's enough for you to notice, at least for
uh,
me. And I'm just like, whoa, is that a lighting glitch? Like, come on, Nintendo, step your game up. Um, but it wasn't a deal breaker. I mean, I would say I've had it happen 3, maybe 4 times over the course of 8 hours.
yeah, and to
Again,
be fair, you imagine that the only way that Nintendo would be willing to fix them is by like whipping a programmer and making him stay up late. Um, I don't know, 30 nights in a row and work every single day for I don't know 25 hours a
well, I mean,
day. Because that's how they do it.
only that. But my big thing
I can
is,
accept some glitches if it means people get to live human lives.
well, my thing is this: it's a Pokemon company, and I would have a big expectation if it was a fact that they were $60. And that brings me to the other thing: is at the end of the day, like I do have
We're
gripes with the games.
almost done. I question how far that $60. Like, I do not question the fact that $60 is probably cheaper than the standard AAA game should be selling for nowadays. Because we have this expectation in this country that prices should not be increasing. But inflation was happening before the big spike.
I mean, to be fair, I'd have to
And
check my
wages
receipt,
aren't going up, but they really should be.
but I'll put it
That's
to.
not a controversial thing to say, hopefully.
Well, I mean, a little
That
derailing.
you, viewer at home, should be paid more
My
money
God.
for whatever it is you do. But,
Little
the
derailing.
motherfuckers that make the games, that applies to them too.
And there goes the PG-13.
Ooh,
So not only do
I'm
you
sorry.
derail, but then you crash into the
Derailing.
TNT at the rail. Like, holy smokes. That's like going to test drive a car and then backing into the driving attendant.
I think you are mad at me.
I'm not mad. I'm not allowed to get mad anymore. It's bad for my health. I'm just disappointed.
Ouch.
I know, it hurts even more to say disappointed, which makes it even funnier. I'm
Do
kidding.
you... Okay, you're just...
No, I am irritated. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm playing it off, but I am mildly pissed.
Okay, well,
Bec-
sorry.
just due to the nature. Especially since... well, I mean, Freud's already gone for that one, but... Especially since I didn't even get into the nitty-gritty. But... not the biggest deal. All in all, the remakes are decent. They hold up to the originals of Diamond and Pearl. If you liked Platinum, you're going to be disappointed. And by
Wait,
disappointed, I
hold
mean...
on. What's stopping you from getting into the nitty-gritty?
remakes of Diamond and Pearl. But looking at the bigger picture, there's a lot of nuances that are missing because it's not based around Platinum. And for somebody like me who enjoys his Gen 4 with Platinum, I
And me too.
miss I miss the nuances of there's more of a monologue in Plat, where you go to the initial lake at the start of the game and you meet Cyrus, and you could tell off of that he's extremely cold, but you get a glimpse into his vision. You have the monologue that takes place in Eterna City. You had the improvements made to Team Galactic as a whole when it came to the Galactic buildings. Looker, who could forget Looker?
Looker. I forgot him, actually.
Wow, I'm mildly sad. I mean, if a dude hides as a boulder in Stark Mountain for Pete's sake,
I do not remember that.
it's post game
I'm
content, but
sorry.
still,
I
or Sharon for
played
that
the
matter.
post game. I played a lot of it.
But there's good features like that kind of helped flesh out Sinnoh just a little more that are gone. One of the other oddities for me, because I'm so used to Platinum, was when you go up north to go to Snowpoint City, I'm so used to having to get rock climb to enter the lake. But no, you don't need rock climb to enter the lake. There's just galactic guards. Um, that being said, there's a couple of
Some
things.
codes.
Literally, it's just the galactic gatekeepers. That being said, there's a couple of things I like right off the bat. Being able to have your Pokemon walk around with you on the overworld, a la Heart Gold Soul Silver, is delicious. Sure, the models aren't to scale. I do not care. It's still cool. And even cooler, it doesn't have to be your lead Pokemon.
That's fucking beautiful.
So, yeah. So, literally, I would lead with House by Alakazam, but I would have my Boniri walking with me in the overworld. And mind you, you can have any Pokemon walk with you. You are not restricted. And you get the ability to do this by Hearthrealm.
Loud.
But still, like, stuff like that is really cool. And then on top of that, you can shine your badges. They brought that back, and it is phenomenal. The Switch touchscreen has a use in a Pokemon game once more, and yes, the badge case does double as a musical instrument. I'm actually not kidding. You get 8 keys. The Underground. Like, where to begin? Like, the Underground has a couple of things that they kind of pooped out on. Like, secret base decorations aren't as impressed. Who's trying to learn what rollout? They're all bad.
Who's
No.
trying to learn rollout?
Actually, no, you are going to get it,
Sorry,
Volty.
I'm super zoned out of
I
this
am too,
actual
it's okay.
grind. I'm busy trying to hold this conversation.
No, hey, you're fine. I wasn't paying attention either, which was great. But the Underground.
Trying to learn rollout. Who?
I know.
Both of us are like, wait, what? Rollout? I wasn't ready for this kind of commitment.
No, I wasn't, but it's okay. It can replace Sonic Boom, and I can be happy. The Underground has changed a bit, so you still get your Underground bases like in Platinum, but they did two things that mildly irritated me. The decorations have been toned down by a lot. It's predominantly just like statues and pedestals, which is kind of lame, but I get it with the 3D. Except I don't because everything's chibi. Come on. It's supposed to be
No, I
Pokemon
don't
Animal
get it at
Crossing.
all. I'm not giving them any fucking passes for that.
You're fine. We are already rated R.
I know,
The other
I'm
one
gonna rein it in.
that irritates me at least a little bit is one of the key features of having an underground base in Pokemon Platinum is capture the flag. Capture the flag is not a thing in the remakes. And mind you, capture the flag.
Capture the flag.
The whole thing was just a minigame in all of Gen 4, be it Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, and it was just to run around and steal somebody else's flag for your secret base. It was just harmless. It was just a way. It was a way for the game to say that hey, you've explored. You can rank up and make your base slightly better. But there's no base restrictions.
Okay.
On the flip side, there's secret chambers now in the underground. So on top of digging, which you can use the Switch touchscreen to dig, I hate it, and I just use the D-pad because it's much easier.
I often forget the Switch actually has a touchscreen.
Yeah, that makes two of us. But aside from that, and doing your typical underground when it comes to excavating, there are chambers underground. And when you enter these chambers, they are habitats, like cave systems or like volcanic systems, junk like that, where Pokemon walk the overworld that you can where Pokemon that you can encounter appear on the overworld, like Sword and Shield. You're not wrong. But they predominantly serve, based on my experience, as a way to introduce Pokemon not originally found in Diamond and Pearl, which is smart. If they're considering they're staying true to the nature of the remakes, meaning that you could go that these Pokemon aren't Nat decks by any means, because I haven't got my Nat decks yet, so I'm playing based off my perspective so far. But
there is one though, right?
Yes, there's always a Nat decks.
Okay.
But
No, there
these are
isn't.
Pokemon that would appear in Platinum, but were not originally in Diamond and Pearl, because Platinum expanded the Pokedex a bit. So you could go underground and get your options for Elekid or Magby or Houndoom or stuff of that nature early.
Hmm.
But there's a flip side, because there's a flip side for everything here. And the flip side is you get access to high 20, like high level 20, low 30 Pokemon right at the second gym. You know how stupidly broken that is? So in my case,
What level is the second gym?
like low to mid 20s. And you could potentially, because I got my kit after beating the second gym. I don't know if you can get it before, but if you could get it before, you could essentially just dig underground and end up trouncing Gardenia with a level 28 Houndoom. Straight up. And my thing
Well,
is, hey, there we go. Volti's evolving. He's becoming a big boy. And then that coincides with the other issue.
oh,
The games are easy.
but deep.
Like,
Oh, he's Winky.
there
Did
we
you see
go.
him wink?
No, I saw him wink. But the issue is the games are a bit on the easy side. You have experience all again, which whatever, it's a staple at this point, but you can't turn it off. And due to the pacing based off the experience all, the access to the underground Pokemon, like I'll put it to you this way, I spent 10 minutes underground. I only caught one Pokemon underground that I'm currently using on my team. And just based off the XP all alone, and the fact I have been avoiding quite a few of my trainers, we have always been in level, if not above level, to whatever challenge we have fought, and I'm counting party average. And because of that, it became a steamroll fest. Because I always had 6 in the back pocket that were ready to go. Especially when I've been used to a Nuzlocke, which granted makes my case special, but they just came off really easy.
To be fair, you've been playing Pokemon not only how long now? In
Oh
total?
man, I've been playing Pokemon around 20 years.
Not only that, but you've also been playing it a lot recently with special self-imposed challenges. So you are not what they're basing the difficulty curve on.
True. Speaking of challenges, I need to locate my capture card because I remember buying an Elgato HD60 not too long ago. But if I can find it, what I'm gonna do is after I beat Brilliant Diamond, I'm going to Nuzlocke Shining Pearl.
You know, I've never had a capture card before. I don't really know how they work. I
So
get what you
the
do, obviously.
the Elgato one is actually the one I have is stupid easy. You HDMI from the Switch to the card, you HDMI from the card to the TV, you plug USB from the card to the
Ah,
computer, and done.
so it's an external peripheral.
hmm There's some that you can get that are like PCI Express or PCI cards for your computer or that sort of deal that arguably work better, but if you have a good external, then you're
Yeah.
still okay. PCI ones just allow for I believe like no latency. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I haven't like looked that much into it because the one I
What do
had
you
at
mean,
the time
like
of buying was good.
just straight up taking the capture as video input and potentially, say, streaming it?
Yeah, like obviously you could stream with like the HD60 like what I got right, but you're gonna have to have latency. Now, granted, I already run my streams with latency anyway. There's like a few millisecond delay or a few second delay or whatever based on what happens on the Discord to what happens on the YouTube, which is why you get varying experiences whether or not you watch the live stream on YouTube or the Discord feed. Discord feed gives you no audio because it's stupid, but you get live action. And YouTube, you
There
get
is something to
sound.
be said for having a few seconds, just in case, to do, I don't know, whatever. Especially if you have an actual guy watching the stream with a bleep button or whatever they can do with live television. so
Well,
certain
yeah.
strategies could work for you potentially.
But the other reason for my latency is if I pause, because I have a tendency to like run a blank by accident, which is hilarious, but it sucks when it happens. I could just be like, oh,
What do you mean
latency,
by
and press
that?
the A button, and it blends in.
Run a blank? What?
When I'm sitting there looking at the menu and it's just blank, you know what I mean? It's when you
No.
look when like okay, I'll have it's when you for me it's like making a decision and I'm just like I sidetrack. Or I
Oh,
start
your
thinking about
brain
something
shuts the
else.
fuck off for like a hot second.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I do that all the time, especially at work.
Sidetracking.
I
Literally
really, I
that.
try not. Oh, at work, I don't even get sidetracked. I sit down.
You sit down and
That's what happens. I sit down. Some time passes. I don't perceive it. And then I
Ooh.
continue doing whatever it was I sat down to do. I don't know
Pogchamp,
what's
the
up with
games for
that.
me begin. Apologies for
Makes
cutting
me
you off,
nervous.
but you'll know more here soon. Welcome Draco Dragoon, my other co-host. You also notice you have a new rank. Insert things here. You get slightly more power and less responsibilities. Huzzah!
Hello there.
And then, so now to the next portion. You guys remember your codes, right?
I basically do.
And I
I
need
have it
you.
here.
Wait, buddy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm just testing to make sure I can hear you. So I need both of you to recite your codes based off of the messages you had gotten in private.
Literal tomato.
A literal potato.
But both of the cards are supposed to be the same.
Tomato.
No, I'm kidding. There's literally nothing to that. I had so much build up, but no payoff.
Just all that for a potato joke.
You know what? That was more than I was expecting. I really had no ending to that.
Well, that was dumb as hell, and I wish you hadn't done it to me. Also,
Well, now you can say you had it done
my
to you.
terrible mouth has already just immediately killed any rating.
Yeah, this guy here ruined the
Bad.
G rating in T minus 5 seconds. Takes longer to do a NASA liftoff.
Tried not to screw up.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. And then I like kind of roasted Pokemon Brilliant Diamond just a little bit.
Oh yeah, I've been lurking for about half an hour now.
Oh, sorry. It doesn't tell me when people join. And it's not because of share mode either. I don't know
It
why.
tells me when people join, and it didn't tell me when you joined.
But the big thing is potatoes. Hang on. The games are decent, and I would even call them good. But the flaws start to rear their ugly head the more experience you've had with Pokemon. It's like an onion. The more layers you've gone through via playing the games, the different generations, etc., the more you're going to see its ugly side.
Would you say it would be an excellent first-timer purchase?
Oh, absolutely.
For someone who's never played Pokemon before, would it
Yeah,
be a good introductory game to the series?
If you're going into Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl as it being the first game, maybe introducing your child to Pokemon, or maybe if you never gave Pokemon a look and you thought, why not? You know, it's great. Because if a difficulty curve isn't steep enough where you're going to fall off and become disinterested, there's plenty of content within the game at all angles, keeping the entertainment going for hours. The amount of variety when it comes into the team building and execution is arguably at its greatest. It's one of the few playthroughs I've done on a Pokemon game where I was really struggling with who I wanted on my team real early. And for that, I can thank it. And it's nearly impossible to get lost in that game. Pressing the menu button holds your hand to your next objective without being overly obtrusive. So yes, I would.
Here's a question.
Maybe answer.
This theme slapped back in the day. Is it still doing that?
Well, I can't answer that question on account I only have 7 gym badges so far.
Okay, but the music was really good.
Now there will be. I will cap the review of them fully when I beat the games, which will take me like one night to finish up. Unless Cynthia curb stomps me, but I already have outs to Garchomp. I'm gonna try and find.
Literally any ice type with a focus sash, any ice type big enough to take one hit,
I
any
mean,
ice type
either
faster
that
than
or I give
Garchomp.
House Dazzling Gleam, and House will just mow it down because his base speed and special attack stat are stupendously amazing.
What my man's species is?
Alakazam.
Very cool, very cool.
Like,
Why house?
I named him off of, it's a House MG reference. He is Dr.
House
Gregory
MD.
House. Yeah, I
Oh
knew
my
it was
god,
to be
I put
once I
those
caught him
in
on
the
the
wrong
first premiere.
place.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh my god, I put those in the wrong place. Sorry, I'm just uh,
I got you.
gawking at the asymmetry of my creation. I've realized it's wrong and therefore bad.
I'll tell you what, it's getting into the hard part of the year. I need to figure out what I'm actually gonna get the family for Christmas, and I'm terrible at Christmas shopping, and I'm running out of time. I don't want to have to be the last minute shopper the night before. I'm terrible at that too. Somebody got a gift from Rite Aid. I can tell that for a fact. I'm like not even kidding. That was a good Bluetooth speaker. That being said, I cannot wait for turkey. I'm
I am
excited.
a big Thanksgiving fan, and basically our family dynamic has changed a lot since everything happened. And in some ways, it's really changed for the better. I'm living in a new place versus the place that I've been living 2 or 3 years ago. And, there have been a lot of rapid changes. And now it's currently me and my parents in the same house with my brother, of course. Um, and my aunt's right next door, and so is my grandpa living with her. And she's got somebody new that she's seeing. And I'm surrounded by family now in a way that I wasn't before, and we're about to do something for Thanksgiving this year that's potentially going to cement that a little bit.
That's good.
Every little action might
That's
work
really good.
or might not, but Thanksgiving is a chance to make a slightly bigger little action.
Yeah.
In that vein, I'm pretty excited for it.
And then
What I'm saying is it's going to be an important Thanksgiving for us. Hopefully, it'll go well.
that's really good. Really good. What about you, Draco?
I ain't got a clue what we're doing this year.
The mystery Thanksgiving. This is exciting. And then I am going to attempt to host Thanksgiving with my older brother and his wife for my mom, dad, grandmother, and younger brother and his lady. And gonna do all the shopping and actually make correct yams. Older brother, if you're listening, and go from there. I'm sorry, but when someone's no, I'm not, because you don't use canned yams when making Thanksgiving sweet potatoes. That doesn't fly with me at all. That texture was destroyed. It was clobbered like an open mic night at the Chuckle Hut. I mean, it just. I mean, it was salvageable. I mean, I still ate them, but it could have been so much more.
Need you talk this much shit on your brother's yams?
Yes. But on the same token, the dude made green beans that I don't know what witchcraft he did, but if you had taken a bite of these green beans, you wouldn't have thought there's a vegetable in there because they only taste like bacon.
So he did it
Well, that
correctly.
sounds fun.
Yeah, it was amazing, and not to mention the dude knocked a turkey out of the park in record time. Like, I'll give him praise. And I wasn't too harsh on the sweet potatoes because he pulled him out of his ass last second.
That sounds like a really unhealthy way to serve sweet potatoes.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Maybe, possibly. Well, I need to get my mitts on a good pecan pie because that's a staple for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I just realized there's a mythology story I could be telling about that. So, did you ever play the Okami games?
No, which is hilarious because I own Okami on Steam.
Okay, well, let me get my story straight.
Well, your friend's in the bathroom getting out of the Empire State. I'm sorry. Awesome.
Is it the story of the Heavenly Rock Cave? It might be.
Volti's level 34, and his stats still look terrible. Ooh, I didn't even think about it, but Volti could throw up a light screen and then just eat shit and die, and then I could probably take out Alakazam. I like that idea. Man, I cannot wait. Work's giving free Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow, or I guess it'd be lunch, for everyday shift. But it's usually pretty decent, so I'm happy.
Okay, so I no longer remember what the thread was, and also I haven't been able to confirm that my story is true, and
Uh
I
oh.
haven't been able to confirm the details of it. It's from mythology, so whatever.
Is it pulled from
If I
about
had it
one
wrong, I had
weird
it wrong, whatever.
Wikipedia that has all the horror stories?
Uh, SCP Wiki?
I'm happy you knew what I was talking about. Thank gosh. A lot of people don't know what the SCP Wiki is.
If you had just said SCP Wiki, I would have known
I
immediately
couldn't.
what you were talking about
I
because
didn't know that's
fucking.
what the wiki was called, so I don't want to take a shot in the dark, and I couldn't remember the abbreviation.
Oh, okay. Well, I frequent that, but no, it's real mythology that I was talking about. Unfortunately, I was not able to confirm. What was it that I was like, hold on after?
That's what I've been trying to figure out.
Yeah, if you could figure it out, I could at least tell you what caused me to think of it.
That's like asking me to solve a puzzle, despite the fact that I have no idea what the pieces look like.
Hmm. Yeah, and all of the pieces are in my brain.
Like I don't want to be that person, but unfortunately, I have too much hair to be Professor Charles Xavier. That and I lack a wheelchair.
Anyway, I was not able to confirm that the story was real, but it was that Amaterasu pulled a feast out of her. Oh, you were talking about how he got his green beans, right?
No, it was that my
Candy
older brother
apple?
pulled yams out of his ass, and then you made a
I
comment
was
about
gonna make a
serving
mythology
yams a la
reference
brown
about it.
eye.
I was gonna make a mythology reference about it, but I'm a failure in life and all things that I do.
Well, to be fair, failure is what's carrying my team, literally and figuratively. So,
Well, I don't remember what it was. So I'm literally just gonna make this up. This is what I remember happening, and it's probably wrong, but Okami is about Amaterasu, who is, I think, the goddess of the moon?
oh,
And I'm really not sure. She was having a feast with somebody. I suspect it was the god of the sun, but I don't really know. And pulled the feast out of her ass, which offended the god of the sun, who was angry. And for this reason, she went into a cave.
wait a minute, Amaterasu. Isn't that the fire that it's extruded out of the eyes of the Uchiha clan? I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Continue.
I never actually watched long enough to find out what their Amaterasu ability was, but I knew they had one that was called that. To be fair, they have a lot of abilities that are named after stuff from Japanese mythology, as I'm sure everybody does.
Yeah,
But
because you have
especially Uchiha's.
Yamaterasu, you have Tsukuyomi,
Susanoo.
Yasusono. Like Sharingan, like talk about the jutsu that just got the biggest power creep of a lifetime.
I think you mean the bloodline trait.
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna say the Japanese word for it to be extra weeby about it, but I couldn't remember what it was.
was it Kekko Genkai or
Yeah, Kekkei Genkai. That's what
wait,
I
wait,
was gonna
is that what
say.
it's at?
Yeah, that's what the Sharingan is. It's not a jutsu, it's a bloodline trait.
No, I was thinking of another name, but I guess that would be it, because that would be also a bloodline trait, kind of like what Haku has as well, albeit a different means.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the only reason
So
I know
about
this
bloodline
is
traits.
because I've watched hours of the Amagai on YouTube. It's good background filler. It's what I fall asleep to. Next I know, I wake up being able to recite Sasuke Uchiha's entire Naruto history. And I'm like, bruh.
Bruh. Bruh.
But it has its perks. I mean, it really doesn't, but I like to think it does.
It can mind control hypnotize you while you sleep. That's nice. That's a perk. I assume.
Honestly, like, but no, Sharingan just got really powerful. Hey, let's give the ability
Yeah,
to torture
it's gone
people,
well.
reverse hyperbolic time chamber style. Check.
Hey, let's summon black holes.
Check. Emit black fire? Check. Hey, we can warp with it? Check.
Black
Uh,
fire, huh?
have
Is
it.
it more dangerous to the user who is inexperienced than it is to the enemy of an experienced user?
I know the user goes blind eventually from using it.
From the fire one?
Yes.
Is that what the fucking Mangekyo Sharingan was? You shot fire with it?
That's via Amaterasu.
Is that the part of the Mangekyo Sharingan that blinded you?
If you go back and you either manga or anime, you go through clips of Sasuke using it or Itachi in flashbacks, you typically notice streaks of blood emitting from her eyes after they've done it.
You know, you think it would stop doing that after a while.
Yeah, but they make eye drops for that sort of thing, don't you know? Why do I know this junk? I wasn't even
Do
the.
they make eye drops?
Yes!
Is that literally true?
Yes!
They make eye drops so that you can shoot fire out of your eyes more
No, but
often?
eye drops just they ease the pain of, they help not suffer the blindness, and they help ease the pain of your eyes after heat
After you
vision.
shoot fire out of them. Yeah, you would need to hydrate your eyes after that, I guess.
And out of me and my two brothers, I had zero interest in Naruto growing up, and I unfortunately know more about it than both of them.
I watched it as a kid,
Right.
I hated it as an adult, and I stopped watching it.
I didn't care for it
Hated
as a
Shippuden.
kid. I'm mildly amused with it now, just enough to venture into the lore. The grind is immense.
To be fair, that's why we're having a grind episode.
That's true.
And it's why we're talking about Naruto instead of Pokemon.
Well, Failure Junior is at level 50. Oh, that's actually a good move for Failure Junior.
What's he learning?
Hyper Beam.
Ah,
Because if
nice.
Failure
It's the Giga Impact of Hyper Beams.
well, literally, because the more I think about it, wait a minute, it doesn't have the perk it does in Gen 2 or in Gen 1. Ooh.
Yes, it does not, unfortunately.
But it's still a physical attack in Gen 1. And my Gyarados has nearly twice as much physical attack as he has special.
To be fair, big fish. You ever seen Manly Guys Doing Manly Things, the webcomic
No.
by Coalesce Squid?
No.
That's unfortunate because it's excellent, and one of the characters, the least manly of the manly guys at first, is Jared. He is a Pokemon trainer. He refuses to drop out of school, so his parents basically disown him. Because, you drop out of school at age 10 and you pick up a Pokemon and then you go basically cockfight for the rest of your childhood.
Well, you become one
Anyway,
of
Mr.
two
Fish can shoot
trainers.
lasers, and I wonder if Mr. Fish, his Gyarados is called Mr. Fish. Um, I wonder if he uses the pre-physical special split rules or the post.
Maybe. But what I've learned from Pokemon is once you pick up that Pokeball and you leave school, you become one of three people: a loser, a winner,
Bug
or
catchers.
Team Rocket.
Literally, it's 100% bug catchers, Cynthia, and Team Rocket.
Literally.
Okay, here's what I do, right? You ready to go with me
Huh.
on my day? I stand here. And how long do you do that for? That's it. That's what I do all day.
Imagine
Oh.
generating a paste stub just to
We
stand
locked
somewhere.
eyes! Time for a battle!
Like, I've thought about it. I've thought about it, genuinely. Man, what if real life was like Pokemon? And for the most part, I would love it. Except for the constant battles, the constant muggings that would occur on my way to the minimart. Because that's
If
what a
life was
Pokemon
like
battle
Pokemon.
is. It's essentially a mugging.
If life was like Pokemon, most people would not be very good as
Yes,
trainers.
but challenges regardless. Like if life were like
99%
Pokemon, would
of
I have my
people
Pokemon
would be
home?
in the lower 99th percentile.
Like if I have full access to my Pokemon home off the bat, like shit, sign me up.
Oh, you mean if life chaotically transmogrified itself into becoming like Pokemon and freaked everybody out?
Hilarious
That's
best case scenario. Just imagine you pull up Pokemon Home and you just have access to everything. And you just bring them on over. I mean, I guess we're stepping into the realm of Digimon, but you know what I mean.
I did absolutely make fun of Pokemon when it introduced Mega Evolution. Every time, for a while, that I Mega Evolved, I would sing, Digimon, Digital Monsters, etc. I don't know how much of that'll get us copyright struck. Because that's basically the entire song that I just sang, but whatever.
I mean, back when Pokemon
Anyway.
was changing its gimmick like a flavor of the month at Baskin Robbins.
Hey.
Z
5
moves.
didn't do that.
No, Gen 5 was
Gen 6
no
had
Gen
that.
5 changed battle gimmicks like flavors of the month. Triple battles,
That
yeah,
was
those became
fun.
competitive and relevant. Those didn't get shoved to the backside. Rotation battles, yeah, those didn't get shoved to the backside either. Those two battles
Battles were fun.
they still became the two redheaded stepchildren. They became afterthoughts.
Rotation battles.
They threw a veil over it.
Uh,
You couldn't even do them in Gen 8.
yeah, well, screw triple battles, to be honest with you. Triple's too much. It's so much. I don't even know why they included Ally Switch. It does nothing in Generation 8. You can switch places with your ally Pokemon. Okay.
Look, I feel like the only reason triple battles and rotation battles exist is because mainly triple battles, not even rotation battles, because they actually are kind of cool. But the only reason triple battles exist is to make the pledge moves viable. And it failed.
Because of the triple pledges.
Yes, because of the triple pledges.
You can either have a grassland, just the ocean, or, bear with me here, the swamp. Or, the swamp but hot this time.
But speaking of Gen 5, Gen 5's competitive was a mess. Because I'm pretty... Singles and doubles was dominated by weather. How about Politoed outright got banned into competitive because Politoed got the hidden ability of Drizzle?
Oh, because of the hidden abilities, it became dominated by weather because of the ability.
Weather teams. Because you'd either go into, there we go, a Sandstorm team, Tomatoes Evolving, But you go Sandstorm, Rain Dance. Those are like the two main ones, and you'd use the weather to your advantage because ice hasn't been competitively viable predominantly since Gen 1. Um, and then Sunny Day, there are some strats, but not a lot of them. A lot of people realize right away that ice and fire aren't great or grass and fire are not great when it comes to defense. All right, all right, Tomato. How slow are you now? Gross.
What's his speed stat?
2024.
What level is he?
20.
Boy.
Evolved, mind you.
Barely beating his level. That's a great sign.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I knew Tomato was gonna be slower than a bag of sand, but still. What about your opinion, Draco Dragon? You've been rather quiet.
Dost thou live?
I am just zoning out right now.
Yeah, you're fine. It's a grind episode. But without looking, what was the code?
The code? What you sent me?
I remember your code. Do you?
That's what I'm asking. Is that what he's talking
Yes.
about? The literal tomato.
Yeah, see, you're fine.
A titeral lomato.
I would use Hyper Beam, but I don't have anim. Oh, that's not a kill yet. Come on, failure. You're failing me.
Well, what did you expect?
I expected more. But as always, getting that 59%.
Unexpect the expected.
I hate it when I encounter Onyx. It has the least amount of experience yield in Victory Road. It's just a waste of an encounter.
That's because his stats are really bad.
Yes, it's literally because it's doo-doo.
Onyxmon, Digital Onyx, Onyx Scarlet, Trunkens.
Although I'm not going to lie, I had a mildly close call against Byron's Steelix.
I meant are the champions. As a kid, I didn't know what the hell they were saying, so I was like, Garla Trunkens works for me.
Oh, oops.
And apparently that's stuck in my head still. Onyx are the champions.
Change into Rocky Onyx.
Oh my god. I need to remind you, grind episode or not, we are alive. This isn't gonna touch Audacity.
It's fair use. It's parody.
No, I was. Dies. Well, I can't take on Onyx. I have no water because I can't put water on it. Water Onyx is out of ammunition.
And gently drizzle him, and he will immediately keel over. His stats are bad, and he's quad weak to water. Right?
He
is, isn't he? Are rock types actually weak to water?
They are.
That's
It
what I
took me a
thought.
minute, but Onyx is rock ground. I don't know why I just thought it was mono rock, but that is so incorrect of me. The first rock gym leader to have a mono rock Pokemon is Roxanne with Nosepass.
Roxanne. You know the song.
Which Nosepass used to throw me for a loop when I was younger. Because I would just mop the floor with the Geodudes, especially picking Trico.
Geodudes.
Well, also, times 4 super effectiveness. And then I'd go up against that Nosepass, and he'd eat my bolt.
Fully evolved Pokemon. Monotype.
Nosepass? Nosepass would have been the pre-evolution post-Gen 4, no evolution Gen 3.
Yeah, fully evolved.
He doesn't count. That's like calling Zangoose fully evolved.
He is. He's got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But the big thing was, I'm thinking, okay, hit it with a bullet seed, but then you realize, oh, it's mono rock, so it's only times 2 effectiveness. And Nosepass It's built like a brick shithouse. So Nosepass proceeds to take the bullet seed like it wasn't even shit. And then at that moment, you have to roll the dice to see whether or not you're going to take a speed penalty with Rock Tomb.
Because he's a jerk. And then, of course, if you do take a speed penalty, the levels are so close that suddenly you're not going faster than him anymore. And that
Nope.
means he gets another shot on you.
It's also the reason why if you try to take on Roxanne without evolving Torchic, you're going to have a moderately bad time.
Hello, demon. I've come to be in your arena and suffer greatly for my hubris. I ain't even fighting him. He's like a demon that I purposely put here because he's got a really good trade for demonic hearts.
By the way, I've given it
Talking about
thought.
demons isn't gonna
No.
PG-13 you, is it?
It's rated. It's already rated
If
R.
you were, would it?
It probably wouldn't. Otherwise, what would a stream of DMC become rated R? Well, game is M for mature. Now I think about it. I don't know.
Devil May Cry. Are you
But damn it! Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, no,
That's
found
what
it.
happens.
I found it. So I think I've decided in Pokemon Emerald, which will happen fairly soon if things go south. I think I'm gonna go with Trico because I feel like out of the 3 starter Pokemon in Gen 3, Trico is the only one that can't definitively carry you through the entire game.
I never cared for Marshtomp as much as I like Blaziken.
Yes, but
and
Marshtomp can carry you through the entire game.
Groundwater is a strong, if not the strongest, combination of types for offense and has.
Well, think about it, there's
reasonable
not a
defense,
grass gym.
Although there's common. Yeah.
There's not a
it's
grass
to say
Elite
there's
4.
Common quad weaknesses to deal with, but.
And last time I checked, Steven doesn't use grass type Pokemon.
Yeah.
You never, aside from facing your rival, you do not have, which you can mitigate later on using junk like Ice Beam, albeit you might want to have a teammate to deal with Sceptile out of speed differences. But aside from
I'm
your
not
rival,
sure.
you have no other mitigations to worry about from the opponents.
You know how big I am on grass types, and when I don't like the grass type of a generation, I'm always happy to fall back on the fire type. But I've never preferred a water starter in all of Pokemon. Not one so far. In
Gen
4th
2, Gen 3, Gen
at
6.
one point, at 4th
Gen
gen,
4.
I tried to like Empoleon, and I was like, I love my Empoleon. And I wouldn't trade him for anything in the world, but
Napoleon's
I
amazing.
should have picked an Infernape. Or a Torterra. Torterra and Infernape are amazing. Empoleon is a penguin.
I can agree with Infernape. I can't with Torterra. And don't you go dissing Napoleon. Stealth Rock, Flash Cannon, Drill Peck, good water type moves,
That
good,
man
built like a brick shithouse.
penguin.
But he's always in
fucking
action.
nerd. You know what Torterra is? He's an island turtle. That's cool as hell.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
I'm waiting. What am I waiting for?
Tomato learned Amnesia, and I was making sure I didn't override a move that mattered.
Ah.
That could have been bad, okay? This isn't Gen 1.
enough.
Amnesia isn't good anymore.
Very sad.
Good news is Failure Jr. is doing so good that he should be able to help lead the team. Now, mind you, everybody needs to be in their 60s for Blue. Because remember, I did not have... Actually, no, we don't. Blue's 50s. Because I had 10 levels on Alakazam with Swirly Jr. And no, I still have no idea how I'm gonna beat Alakazam. I have mild thoughts, but I don't know how well they're gonna be. I think I can one-hit KO it with Gyarados, so. Like, I'm almost positive even Failure's attack stat right now with Hyper Beam will one-hit KO Alakazam. It's just a case of leveling up to be bulkier for the Psychic hit I'm going to take. Unless Alakazam has Thunder.
I'm going to warn you right now. My brain is starting to shut down.
Warning
Probably going to
received.
leave pretty soon.
You are gravy.
Do you
Just
drink tea?
Do I? Depends. Situational. I always like a good Arizona.
And coffee?
I do not drink coffee. It gives me the shits.
Gives everyone the shits.
And then I
Do
drink a
you-
metric fuck ton of energy drinks because I'm that guy.
I'm sure. Everybody likes their stimulants. Stimulants are one of the things that, on a
I've killed
societal
3
level are
cans a
very
day
common.
for several years.
You should do what I did. I set myself up a schedule to periodically purge my body's expectation that it will receive stimulants.
I like the
It takes
taste.
about 2 weeks. Well, yeah, I like the taste of coffee. I miss my coffee when I'm not having it. Every 3 or so months, I take 2 weeks off because it's about 2 weeks that it takes for your body to adjust to a particular level of caffeine input, including 0.
Oh, I do that
I
yearly.
literally just cold turkey it every yeah, that's better than nothing for sure. And it's probably a lot more sane than my quarterly. It's a lot.
As I say, I have 2 weeks off work, and I predominantly slug my caffeine when I'm working. Because I don't go out of my
Yeah.
way to drink them on the weekend either.
Wait, you only get 2 weeks off a year?
No, I get a 2-week vacation per year for holidays.
Oh, but you get PTO.
Yes. Slowly,
Okay.
but yes.
Yeah. Just making sure that
Of
you're
course,
not
COVID-19
taking advantage
bullshit
of.
has obliterated PTO for me this year.
Yeah, well, they should have given you sick leave. My disability covers COVID outings 2/3 of the way, and
Look at you.
they let me cover the rest with PTO if I so choose, whenever anything COVID-related happens.
I took a very low paycheck when I was out with COVID.
Disability or sick pay or something. It's a different pool that I don't usually get to access, so I think it's disability because if I'm sick, I call off PTO style. I don't know, maybe I'm doing that wrong. Who knows?
It's like, who knows? I'm not a
I'm not too
doctor.
worried about it. I generally have a very good relationship with the amount of PTO I have remaining.
Pop quiz. Does anybody know what level Failure Junior was at the start of the stream?
No. What do I get for
Guys.
answering
Nope.
correctly?
You get the thought of knowing that you answered my question correctly.
Okay,
And-
well, I'm glad that I answered your question correctly. You're
No,
welcome.
you didn't.
I literally answered your question.
With the most incorrect response. That's like making
No,
a
I
box that
was
says
right.
non-applicable. Of no?
Yeah.
No!
You asked, does anyone know what level he was? And I said no.
Yeah, but
nobody knew.
You were I was hoping you knew. Well, the answer was 4. No, boo boo. Stick your hand in doo doo.
Yeah, okay. Well, technically that also means I was wrong. The answer was yes, actually.
Well, I mean, if it was yes, I would have gone into the follow-up question of what was it? And then if it was anything other than 4, which there's a chance it could have been, I would have still uttered the no, boo boo, stick your hand in doo doo line.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, by the way. Sorry to disappoint, but I don't do everything I'm told.
It's too
Go
late.
figure.
The damage is done. Not good. It's a never-ending story. But grinding.
Speaking of the never-ending story, can I get you to play Minecraft? Because that's my constant question.
Why would I play
You should
Minecraft?
play it with me. I'd like it if you would play it with me. You should play it with
I
me.
have a server for when I do play it.
modded Minecraft, though.
No.
Yeah, but it's fun.
I do not have much free time. And what little free time I have is diverted between what I do for live streaming, my personal enjoyment, and the server.
I give you that.
And mind you, I also attend D&D.
You do. You do a really good job of showing up.
I was to say,
appreciate
sans a host, I think it'd be only one with perfect attendance. Albeit, I don't think Chris has missed any days either.
I also think that he hasn't missed any days.
Like, Chris is
Not that I
pretty
actually
damn
know.
good at
I
joining.
think he hasn't, though.
I don't think he has either. I think
He
we've
did.
always had the cleric.
I forget he's a cleric. He tells me the occasional story of his D&D experience. I don't know whether he's ever not been a cleric.
As I say, he's the cleric that usually
wizard.
does.
He loves cleric wizard. It's what he likes. He's a ravioli fiend, if you'll forgive the metaphor that I'm not going to explain where it came from
Fair.
to you. Some of your audience might get it, and more power to him. I watch his videos too.
Oh man, this once the grind is over and we hopefully don't get our shit kicked in by blue.
Once the grind is over in 37 years.
37. We're not that far away from a goal. Well,
Yeah.
Are you though?
well, it's a lot of levels, but we will persevere. It's
We will fight them on the beaches. We will fight them in the cities. Whatever he says.
It's a lot of levels, but there's always a chance that Failure Junior hits level 80 before everybody else hits level 60.
We will grind them on the beaches. We will grind them in the grasslands and in the forests and with the super rod.
Now, if Junior hits level 80, then at that point I can say, fudge it, beat blue, and grind everybody in preparation of red in Mount Silver. Potentially even swap out two of my teammates with Mount Silver exterior and interior encounters. Go with that big brained idea. And I want to encounter on the inner workings of Mount Silver. That way I can hopefully run into an Ursa Ring or a Magmar.
Ursa Ring is great. I love Ursa Ring a lot because it's literally just a fucking big bear.
But there is no guts in this game.
It mauls you, and that's it. Yeah, but Ursa Ring stats are still pretty good, even despite. Plus, it
true.
gets same type attack bonus with normal moves, which is awesome because a lot of normal moves are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Also, doesn't it get Thrash?
I think, but even if it doesn't, I'm almost positive it gets Slash.
Both of those are good moves.
It might even get Body Slam, which I might go into instead.
I would run Body Slam over Thrash, honestly, in this
I would.
edition.
5 damage in exchange for a chance of paralysis, please. And no chance of confusion
I'm never
backfire.
Confuse myself. And I can choose a different move. Yeah, Thrash needed the boost it got.
Well, my thing is, I kind of liked that locked you in, because even in the early... I liked it in the early gen, especially for that, because I could essentially put a battle on autopilot.
Yeah, I guess. But that's like a minor utility thing.
Very
its
minor.
Primary point was damage dealing, and it didn't do enough damage to justify its downside. I'm glad it does 120 power now.
Doesn't Outrage do 130?
No.
That Outrage got boosted. I thought it's unless it does the same.
It used to do 90.
I know
Now
it used
does
to.
120.
Because it did 90 in Gen 2 and in Gen 3. I remember having it on Rayquaza when I figured out Sky Pillar was a thing in Ruby and Sapphire. And Sky Pillar in Ruby and Sapphire was brutal. Those Pokemon were extremely high level. The floor puzzles with the Mach Bike were extremely unforgiving.
Oh yeah, brutal as heck. The floor puzzles really killed me a lot.
Like, there are a couple of things that got nerfed difficulty-wise in Emerald. Sky Pillar in particular, because it became plot. And then, in my opinion, I thought Norman got nerfed hella badly. Because Ruby and Sapphire, all of his Pokemon were 30, as opposed to mid to high 20s. And he had 2 slacking on his team.
Yeah, Norman will kick your fucking ass. Norman does not give a shit what you think.
Like, slacking's powerful. Like, those slacking, like, nobody gives a fuck about the vigor off. Sorry, but it's true. But those slacking, they'll take your strongest hit like it wasn't even shit, and then they'll just take you to Pound Town.
Rhymy boy.
There we go. Yeah, slides off a tongue. More Pokemon Center. Wait, did it really already change to night? What time does it say my game is? Because I distinctively remember going back in time 4
I
hours.
instinctively remember. Sorry, that wasn't that funny, but it was funny to me.
Oh, well, we're back 2 hours. My bad. Because I did at 6. Popped it back to 4:30. And nighttime starts at 6 o'clock in Gen 2.
Isn't that a little early?
It is, because it becomes 8 o'clock, Gen 4 and onward.
I thought it was 7.
No. That's what I
See,
thought
7
too.
makes the most sense to me.
But I started my
It's really
stream.
a cultural thing. Whenever you consider the nighttime to actually be, it really is just based on where you live and what the standards for that crap are.
But I'll put it to you
It's
this
made up.
way.
Human society is made up. All this shit's made up. None of this is real. None of us are real. This is
Uh-oh.
bullshit.
Reboot.
Okay.
The simulation's failing. The simulation's failing.
Bringing it back in. I'll start making sense again.
Next thing you know, I'm gonna get a CIA helicopter and knock on the door. They're like, yeah, your friend knows too much.
Well, it's not even that. It'd be a waste of money to enforce that shit with, like, cops.
You say that now, yeah, with cops. Next thing you know, fucking Men in Black is just gonna come out of nowhere. You're gonna
It'd be a
hear
waste of
somebody
money to
that's...
do Men in Black, too. Because
For all you
the
know,
sad
the
truth
guy
is
might sound like
nobody
Will
really
Ferrell.
gives a shit about anything. So, you know, whatever your particular state's state secrets are, if they're like, if they feel like they have to keep that stuff secret with Men in Black style antics, that's a sign that they really don't.
You say that now, but
Somebody else is
Arizona,
going to do that.
or what if New Mexico? Is Roswell, Arizona?
I'm not talking about conspiracy theories.
But it goes toe to
morning
toe.
isn't real.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, you're right on that because it's vague
There's
enough
such a
that
thing
it
as
falls.
Sunrise. Okay.
I mean, time's just a
Daytime
creation
is
of
when
man.
the sun's up, right? Well, what's the morning? Is it the time between the sunrise and when the sun's up?
But I would say the morning's the time between the sunrise when it first breaks the horizon to the time where it is perpendicular 90 degrees.
Okay. And that's based on...
That's
based
based
on
on the
something.
it's based
It's
on the
not
fact it
based on
sounds
nothing.
good. It's based on a sundial.
And it sounds good because it comes from the cultural identity that you have been saddled with.
But for me, well, technically speaking, morning for me, it's still black outside. So
Yeah. Your morning is different than the morning is different than the morning for what another culture considers the morning to be.
I mean,
Morning is purely cultural. It's not real. It's not.
No, do not do
whatever.
this.
No, there's no such thing as the morning. It's
I just
made
got
up.
the Miyamoto pop up. Just said
What?
the face of Shiri. Oh no, it's Satoru Iwata. Like, show that comes on and says, "Please do not do that." No, I'm kidding.
Admittedly, this is like a Jaden Smith quality discussion right now. But to be fair, Jaden Smith is right sometimes. I have never seen his Twitter. Please don't judge me if he's insane.
Judges ferociously. I say that as if I actually bother with Twitter. I don't know. Bright side effect of not giving a damn about social media, for the most part.
Twitter will rot your happiness.
It'll taint your soul.
And it'll soil your taint.
I believe it. When you go to Twitter, you either leave or you stay long enough to turn into Ellen DeGeneres.
What happened to Ellen DeGeneres?
No, it sounded good in my head.
What's wrong with Ellen DeGeneres?
I mean, well, I'm not going to go any further.
Well,
But
that
those
was
are some
very
pretty
clear.
strong points.
Oh my gosh, the Oracord. Come on.
On the bright side, Failure Jr. almost has his 5th level. I tell you, persisting after losing 3 teams, that's when a run becomes straight up a labor of love. Yay. It's also why this episode is decimal pointed. I think this is 8.938. Now we have to start making up fractions.
I mean, to be fair, every fraction is made up.
I'm not starting another black hole.
Take it from someone who knows a lot about math. All of the words we use to describe math are strictly arbitrary. They are selected
Oh no.
very deliberately. But strictly speaking, math is a construct that we use to understand a physical phenomenon. And you know what? That's beautiful. Because part of learning to get really crazy with math is learning to make up your own math. You ever taken a calculus course?
No.
You should take a calculus course. They're great.
No. It doesn't sound great.
No.
The only math I
It
need in my
is.
life outside of normal math is the fact that I know very basic hexadecimal. It's enough for me to make a funny joke that 15 effectively equals F.
Well, being able to press 15 to pay your respects is important. But you gotta give me that math is cool.
To an extent.
Technically, you don't have to give me a gosh darn thing. But, I'll be mad at you if you don't give me that math is cool.
Look, I'm a CNC programmer. I use math as work for me.
Wait, you do know math! Why are you acting like you don't?
Because I don't go into calculus and, shit like that. My math focuses predominantly on the basics of geometry.
But calculus can be useful for that, actually.
Not for what I do.
Given, you know more about what you do than me, but strictly speaking, literally...
Keep in mind, CNC programming is not the same as computer programming.
You know, I actually didn't know that.
It's similar, but, they both have motherboards at the end of the day, but no, they differ.
Is it in a language that a computer programmer would recognize as a programming language?
Are you gonna figure out how to, what to do with an NC file?
That really doesn't answer my question, but also
Probably
doesn't
no.
counter... I don't think we're on the same page here.
You're probably right.
I'm not trying to piss you off, so let's just move on.
Perfect cue of the awkward silence to boot.
I mean, I feel like I've misstepped somewhere, but I don't know what I said.
I have no clue why you're anticipating a misstep.
You just reacted like I had said something.
No, I
abhorrent.
just don't necessarily like talking about work when I'm not at work.
Okay, that's completely fair.
Like
That's
at the end
something
of the day, the predominant reason why I even stream, so I don't think about work. So doing
Sorry, I'm boring. I like
doing the
stuff like
former
that.
is kind of with the latter. It's kind of counterproductive. At that point, I might as well be sleeping with an electric blanket while keeping the refrigerator open.
I'm so interested in what you do, though, because I'm boring, and I like that kind of stuff.
It's big ass mills that cut steel. I mean, it is cool, but after a while, the silver fades, and you see it as another day, which sounds terrible, but like there's enthusiasm there. It's just
Doesn't sound
buried.
that terrible.
Like there is enthusiasm. Like at the end of the day, there's definite enthusiasm. It's just, at the end of the day, it's also a job, and I don't necessarily like to make work my life. Other people do. More power to them. I do not.
Yeah, I'm definitely not one of those kinds of people. If you tried to ask me how to navigate my own job, I would be like, anyway.
Like I'll go in and break down, this that, and the other. Be like, yeah, we make forklifts, that Elon Musk used to carry the rocket. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's another day in the shop. Although it beats the shit out of, before working there, where it would be like, yeah, I worked at Target. Man, I'd have bring in so many carts. I do not miss those days.
Yeah, I have a relatively menial job as well, but at least my relatively menial job feels sciencey.
Well, it's not Target.
Work's just not. It's definitely not Target. Work's just not what most people's lives are about, to be fair.
Hey, I own for you. Imagine being antisocial as fuck, but you're expected to refer to every customer as a guest and use proper etiquette at all times. And you get just the biggest shit asses in there, especially boomers, but you have to hold your tongue despite being screamed at for doing nothing wrong. So it was like the first job experience, and it was one I'm glad I had, but no. All for $9.37 an hour. That was minimum wage half the time in Washington State.
I used to get paid $5 an hour.
Don't
it
you
would
love?
literally have been illegal if they hadn't paid me up if I didn't get enough tip share by vampirizing the server's tips, which they made me do. Working in North Carolina is horrible. Don't try it. Work somewhere else.
I will say, I remember going down to California. Now, granted, California has like higher taxes, higher living expenses, everything else, and you could tell because minimum wage in California for like in and out was like $15 an hour. It might have that was dated at the time because I want to say that was like 2017. But then again, you remember it's California, and you grimace, and the state grimaces, and you just proceed to not talk about it. Well, I wish I had In-N-Out Burger.
How the hell did I get a Terra Core if I blew up a Ignis crystal?
Wait a minute. It has just hit me. You probably have no idea what In-N-Out Burger is.
Oh, you said In-N-Out Burger. I stopped paying attention for like a brief moment.
Wow,
I
I
was doing
am
something in my
mildly
game.
upset.
But I just came back from the West. I went to Garrett and Victoria's wedding. I went to Lone Wolf and
Oh yeah, that's right.
his.
Lone got
Yeah,
married. He's not.
I was
He's not
there
so alone
dressed as a
anymore.
witch at his wedding.
I got you.
But before that, I went to In-N-Out in Vegas, and their burgers tasted like the burger my grandmother's burger wished it could be. They had a burger that destroyed my childhood nostalgia for my grandmother's cooking, and she's not even with us anymore.
Oh my gosh. Now,
Their burger was excellent.
did you order off a regular menu or did you bother with a secret menu at all?
I guarantee you they would have kicked me out if I tried to do anything weird.
No,
Because they
nonsense.
were PACKED.
In-N-Out
No, I
Burger
did not order
fully.
anything off the quote-unquote secret.
So to give you an idea, In-N-Out Burger, every location fully supports a secret menu. That's a menu that they themselves added. These include junk like getting a burger done animal style, roadkill style, Flying Dutchman style. You can get into a protein wrap without a bun. You can get a 4x4 on the menu. I think the only item they no longer do on the secret menu was they used to do, I want to say it was a 10x10. Something like it was like 10 patties, like mildly gross. And they don't do that one anymore, but they still honor a lot of secret menu requests. I mean, they're almost as reliable on it as like Dutch Bros is for doing their secret menu, and not Taco Bell for attempting secret menu there, because Taco Bell secret menu is a casserole of lies. And also makes no sense because you can customize everything at Taco Bell.
Anyway, their coffee was amazing. Their coffee brought me back from the dead.
At In-N-Out,
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't go for like a shake.
I needed the coffee terribly badly.
Oh, fair enough.
I
But
would have
that's
liked to had a shake. I didn't.
that's the other one you could do. You could do a Neapolitan shake, and it's essentially it's all three flavors in one cup. But they're actually like separated out, so it's not like a gross Frankenstein of ice cream flavor.
I like to call that dingleberry flavor.
I mean, to be fair, the Frankenstein flavor of your average soda fountain is pixie sticks. At least it was at McDonald's.
McDonald's has some powerful Sprite.
It does. And they unfortunately have stabbed all of their loyal fans in the heart when they got rid of High Sea Lava Burst. But it's okay because you can still get Mountain Berry Blast Powerade.
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
Drinks at McDonald's.
Well, yeah, but
Then you knew. Speaking of McDonald's, remember back when they actually gave a shit about the dollar menu?
vaguely.
I remember back being in high school and knowing I could go to McDonald's because they had a decent dollar menu. They had like decent options.
Dollar make you hollow.
And now it's like, hey, you want to make chicken? Yeah, that's gonna be like $2 something.
Yeah,
It's like, thanks.
sucks.
And I'd bring up Burger King, but their food's practically inedible, so I won't.
Listen, I could talk all day about how I think things should be.
I see.
I'll be right back.
I got you. Then what about you, Draco? You seem extremely quiet and muted over there.
Yeah. Zoning.
Huh?
Just zoning. It was
Uh.
a long day.
I don't blame you. Hey, at least on the bright side, we got that Thanksgiving meal tomorrow.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna need a nap afterwards.
Yeah, but come on, like, you and I both know. and I know it's gonna sound mildly bad, but I don't care. It's gonna be mildly lax tomorrow. It's gonna be a good meal. Like, I'll give Ratling credit. The Thanksgiving meal is pretty smackers. Like, usually the veggies don't impress at all, but like the turkey and that's pretty damn decent.
Mm-hmm.
And pumpkin pie is pumpkin pie. But the best part of all,
Pumpkin. Sorry,
it
go
it's
on.
it's free. It's free, totally free. Like, that's the part that warms my heart the most. Warms my empty wallet that I don't have to pay for a meal, especially one of
Yep.
that grand caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm really hoping for Christmas, right? Because they do one for Christmas too. They better find that vanilla cheesecake again. That shit was fucking slamming.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla cheesecake, huh?
Oh, it was great. I never did.
Apparently, it was fucking slamming.
I never. It was to the point where people, like other people, were like hounding each other to get their slices. That cheesecake was oh.
And I'm not sure if you know this, really love cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake is a blessing.
Cheesecake is delightful.
Hey, Failure Junior, come on. Thank you. It's like one of the things I used to treat myself from Jack in the Box. You can get these tiny ass, like shit ass
Jack in the
slices of
Box
New
has
York
such
cheese.
cheap cheesecake.
They do.
Sorry, I relatively frequently still send Robin cheesecake from Jack in the Box via like DoorDash Grubhub. It costs too much because it's DoorDash and Grubhub, and they charge you out the wazoo for delivery. But still, I look to Jack in the Box first to send her cheesecake.
Yeah, and it's not like bad cheesecake. Because, like, for me, right, I'd hit the drive-thru on the way to school, get a couple of breakfast jacks to eat in the middle of first period or second period senior year when I could arrive at 9. And then just, like, shovel down a cheesecake as I'm parking my car. Because those slices are nice and are convenient. But to be fair, I'm also the person that, right before the day of the face, literally morning of the day that it was the Fitness Grand Pacer test, I proceeded to drink a gallon of Coca-Cola. Bro, I got a high score. A new personal best in the worst kind of ways. We got a 7.
Oof.
I was making jokes all day about how I was sweating Coca-Cola. Like, I'm sitting in the middle, like 5th period, just jittering from all the caffeine, looking up. Hey, will drinking a gallon of Coca-Cola kill me? And once I got the no response, I was like, okay, cool. But it was rough. And the only reason I did it was because a 100-ounce jug was only $8. It was like $8 at the AMPM, and it was a nice sturdy jug. And the big thing on the front of the label that said the first refill's free. Nowadays, if I were to do that, I would fill it with AMPM horchata.
What is horchata?
It's like cinnamon rice milk. It's really good. It's sweet, cinnamony. It's almost like a chai tea minus chai. Well, it's good. But I could kill.
Take your word for it.
I could kill horchata big time. And AMPM is literally the only soda fountain that you can actually get horchata at, along with their AMPM brand Unbound energy drink. That actually isn't too bad either. I used to drink big ass cups of that to get me through study sessions back in high school. I mean, come on. AMPM near Kelso High. Ah, just instant access to usually packed hotkeys. And this is at the time when AMPM had an application that was literally a one-a-day scratch-off ticket that allowed you to win free shit. So chances are, you'd go to school and have your mundane school day, and then it'd be time to do the AMPM scratch-off, and next thing you know, you got free cookies. I mean, come on, I know it doesn't sound like much, but on a shit school day, it was nice to have your day brightened by getting essentially a free meal at AMPM via the scratch-off app. Oh, man. Ladies and
Alright.
gentlemen, the grind in real time.
Yep, and with that, I'm sorry, I gotta tap out.
Wait, what time is
I
it?
am falling asleep.
Wow, I'm so sorry. Feels bad, man. .exe. So, ladies and gentlemen, to make a long story short, this is why these episodes and series take so long, or why I don't necessarily want to go back in live. It's literally because of this. The grind. So, to keep runs interesting and to keep junk going, here's my game plan. Moving forward, I'm going to do grind episodes for Pokemon Crystal on the weekend, when able. And Pokemon Crystal will be ongoing until we eventually cave or defeat it. Meanwhile, on the weekdays, when available, to continue the trend of Nuzlocks, we will be starting Pokemon Emerald. So yes, we will be running 2 Nuzlocks at the same time. And this is just because grinding has to happen. I don't want to do a bunch of turbo or fast forward edits or that sort of deal. I want to give the full real time hilarity, bad experience it is. And then this allows progress in the form of a generational gap. So we will be doing both. I have presets made for both. It will work somewhat. It might just be a little hectic, but that's how we're going to do it. Grinding, though, is where we got to. Tomato and Voltaire up to scale, but we're probably going to cut things here. Join us most likely this weekend as we will continue our grind in the region of Johto, and join us most likely tomorrow as we take a glance to a region with more water. I'm Neo Nightshade. I've been joined by my fabulous co-host Draco Dragoon and this guy, and we are going to sign out. Good
Bye,
night.